morning. We're here. Our zoo.
That's right. So today we're going to the Denver Zoo, and I get to go with an actual zoologist. And of course, Kat is here with us.
I do natural resources.
Yay! Yay! So yeah, we're gonna go have some fun in the zoo. Alyce and I have not been to the zoo together in since she was tiny.
Little, yeah. So at least 18 years?
18, I'd say.
About that, yeah.
Just about 18 years.
And the zoo has changed a lot in those 18 years, so it's going to be very different.
Very true. All right, well, see you on the inside. Always got to have that sweet, sweet B-roll. So, as you can see, there's going to be two of us doing the thing today.
So, just to give some insight, the entrance has changed a little bit.
A little?
Even in the last 3 years since COVID. This habitat over here is the brand new penguin habitat. So what they're doing here at Denver Zoo is they're building a brand new bird enclosure and a new birdhouse. So the old birdhouse that we remember is gone.
No way!
It's leveled. So they're building brand new, but that meant that they had to build brand new for the penguins. So one of the things you'll notice and see is that you'll see a mix of old and new zoo. This zoo is over 120 years old. So there's some
1897.
There you go. So it's got a lot of old historic buildings that have to maintain that were old zoo buildings. But in the tradition of zoos and aquariums now that you'll see a lot of mixed species habitats, full immersion experiences where you get to see where they actually live. It's all in an effort to encourage natural behaviors of those animals so that they're the best and healthiest they can be.
Very true. Yep, zoo is now celebrating, I guess it's 127th birthday.
Yeah.
As of, I believe, September 7th.
Yeah, it's a September.
It's a September baby.
Birthday. So we're there.
So here we are. The lobster.
So one thing to note, everybody, is that penguins are actually southern hemisphere animals. They're not northern hemisphere animals. So that whole idea of polar bears and penguins living together is actually a misnomer. They actually don't live together. So we're just looking at an African lion. These are, I think all the females, or at least a juvenile male. There's Chuck checking it out because big cats are one of his faves. African lions are one of the top predators in their habitat, but they are an endangered species. So conservation of habitat is actually a bigger deal than really hunting and poaching of these animals. It's just habitat stress and sharing spaces with humans and all that human conflict that is out there. But that's just some of the things we learn about, and learning how to balance and share spaces, and knowing that everything has purpose in place, including our top predators.
Okay, so yeah, just a few minutes in already, I'm sitting down because wow, that's some effort. Got to see a bunch of lionesses already, got to see a whole bunch of African penguins, so that was fun.
Hi. Yeah, the penguins are so cute. They look so confused all the time, and I love them. They just walk out. They're like a kid that walked into their parents' room. They're like I just froed up. They look like that all the time, and I love it. They do.
I just froed up.
So coming to the zoo with me is nothing like this. And I have some snippets that Chuck will probably be putting in the video of the stuff that I get to share.
Yes, I will.
I've been a zoo and aquarium professional for almost 30 years now, and I am on the education side of things as well as the animal handling side of things. So my job is to share stories and share the purpose and place of these animals. So me coming here and not interpreting exhibits is hard. It's hard. It's a busman's holiday for me 100%, but this is my passion. This is my calling. The cool thing about Denver Zoo is this is where I learned about what I wanted to do for a living. This is where I got my passion and found my passion and realized that I could do this as a job, and I get to paid to play, and I love it. And that's why this zoo holds a very special place in my heart. Not only it's my zoo, it's my first zoo, but it's where I learned that what I wanted to be for a living. So
I told you, get to go to the zoo with a zoologist. I'm a very lucky person to have that many folks in my family like that. All right, catch you in a minute.
All right, everybody, here is a new section of zoo turned into new from old. Right, what you're looking at are the old cat houses, and these are original zoo buildings. Well, original as in 1920s, but they were built for the big cats, and this is the lions we were just at lived in here until the late 90s. So we have habitat that had been used for a big chunk of the time. Because these are historic buildings, they cannot be torn down. Fun fact, the backup areas and key areas have pieces from the old Denver jail. So the bars and things that were kept in the backup areas were actually recycled from one of the old Denver jails when they revamped and refurbished themselves. So anyway, as we're walking up, you're gonna see some outside habitat of the leopards, I believe, if they're still in here. They used to be here when I interned here. This is where they were. Oh, no, we have our bald eagles over here now. Again, another example of how the birdhouse is changing. So here's one of our bald eagles.
Merca.
Beauties.
Oh, I got the look.
And then our tree kangaroos. Up there's a tree kangaroo. These are actually in preview of the new Australia exhibit. One of the new revamps that's coming alongside and into the zoo area is a whole exhibit of Australia. So we'll be bringing tree kangaroos, gray and red kangaroos, a lot of other Australian animals. Fingers crossed I want wombats. Don't know if we'll get them. But anyway, that's what's coming in the next future. The new revamp of Denver Zoo is a whole Australia exhibit. And our friends, the tree kangaroos, are the preview. All right, here again is more of Australia preview with wallabies. So this is actually new. I haven't seen these guys yet. I'm very excited.
I haven't seen them either. So that's
No.
like the last 2 weeks.
So, oh, look.
Are they out?
Yeah. So, in here used to be the red wolves, and they used to stink so bad. Red wolves have a very pungent pheromone and a very musky musk, and it's very pungent, and you could actually smell it from the parking lot. You knew exactly where you were parking with the red wolves.
Right over there.
Yeah.
That's right.
So straight ahead of us are the wallabies. Wallabies are another type of marsupial. Marsupials are the ones with the pouches. So the babies are kind of born early term, and then they crawl in the pouch and they attach to one of the teats and suck on eat milk until they become a little more developed. So they basically have 2 births, and then once they're big enough to hop around, they're able to live on their own, but they still crawl into the pouch for at least a year and a half, 2 years old, or until mom gets pregnant again.
I want to take his little ears and go bap, 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 bap.
Sorry, I was zoomed in, so we saw your ear.
Oh, nice! Sick. Cool.
That's what I do.
Wallabies are super cute. At the Bloomington Normal Zoo, the zoo where I've been hanging out the past few years in Illinois, it's super small, but they have like a little walkthrough with wallabies and wombats, so it's really cool. You can walk around and they like hop across the path. It's really cute.
That would be so cool. Oh, I went there. What am I talking about? That would. I got to see it.
That would be so cool if since I went there.
But I literally got to see it.
There are very few animals that
Not as fast, not too shiny.
Hello, Mr. or Miss Giraffe. I can't tell. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's a youngin', isn't he? you want to give a little history on that building there, Alice? Or do you have any history on that?
Other than it's just original, it's part of original zoo. It is in the draft enclosure in there. I do want to talk about the squeeze box in front.
Sure.
One of the cool things with taking care of animals is you reduce low stress. And one of the things that actually creates low stress is pressure. So they have used it in agriculture for a long time with horses and cows and squeeze boxes to do procedures on. And it's been evolving into zoos and aquariums. So they've actually employed a squeeze box, which is that where the giraffes are trained to go in. It's a low stress space. They know it's good and safe. They get repairs in there, and the walls come in and squeeze them, and the jets are able to squeeze them without having to even put them under anesthesia. They can take blood. They can do all of that in a really low stress manner. So you'll see a lot of those. The elephant ones are actually the coolest. You'll see those later.
I have a little bit of history on the pachyderm area as well, considering where I used to work.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, so getting around. Naturally, this is part of my new adventure, is trying to get around with more mobility challenges, as it were. I have graduated up from the electric scooter that I used at Disney. I'm now using a knee scooter, which you saw at Lakeside and you saw at the tattoo convention. This is a new scooter now that actually has tires or wheels that I'm actually able to get around better on. The only issue that I'm having right now is I'm getting a leg cramp on my left thigh, and that's because I have to prop up my left thigh on the knee scooter so that I can get around and stay off that foot, because yeah, I'm missing a third of my foot, as I explained before. The zoo is very hilly. There's a lot of up and a lot of gravity, and of course, you know, what goes up must come down. So trying to control the scooter on the downhill side, that's fun too. So I've had to stop several times because I haven't been exercising, have not been able to get out and get around that much. But other than that, I'm actually having a much better day. This is much more liberating. I feel so much better, and I'm so much happier now. So, thank you guys for coming along with me. Let's keep going. So my daughter has thoughts. She has thoughts on the area that we're at. I don't know if I can get this. I'm gonna try. Up there is a bear bag. Tied up. Giving an example of what not to do or what to do to keep bears from getting
It's
at
an
it.
example of what to do. So my whole thing is I've worked in camps for 3 years now, and I grew up going to a camp, so the whole outdoor education, that's my deal, like camping education. With a bear bag, you want to make sure it's hanging far enough from the actual tree that a bear can't reach out and get it that way. You also want to make sure that it's hanging low enough off the branch that you hang it from to make sure that if the bear climbs out onto that branch, it can't reach and grab your stuff. So also a bear bag essentially is all of your smelly stuff, so all of your food, any like toothbrush, toothpaste, anything that you brought that way, anything that could be smelly, you want to hang it up, because if you leave it around your camp, bear's going to come raid your camp. But this bear bag, I personally would have it down a little bit lower because I wouldn't be comfortable with it that close to that branch. Because you don't know what size bear is going to come get you. Most typically, it's going to be a black bear, and they're pretty little. They're also really cute. But if you're camping somewhere where it's not just black bears, I would drop it a little bit lower.
And there you have it, folks. Yes, my family has a lot of experts.
clean window that's awful to clean. Trust me, I've tried to do it because I had an internship here. Their white raccoons are over there. So they have a cool story. They're actually rescues, and they could not be returned to the wild. So the zoo has provided a home for these guys, and they're very unique and super cute.
Okay, we're stopping for lunch. Kat and Alyce have gone to go get food. I noticed my blood pressure actually starting to drop, and that was kind of scary. So yeah, I turned pasty white. I'm probably still pasty white, but you know what? I'll stop. I'm in the shade, and we're gonna have lunch. So boom. And we're in the area that used to be called the Northern Shores. This used to be a place to get fish, believe it or not. But, you know, here we are. And it'll be good. So far, so good. So, we decided to stop for lunch. The reason is because, well, I almost passed out. I haven't been doing a lot of exercising naturally, and I explained that a little earlier. But yeah, it was a scary little situation. Apparently, both Kat and Alyce almost turned ghost white.
Not almost.
Okay, well then I turned ghost white, and so we stopped for lunch. We stopped for lunch over here at the area that was Northern Shores, but we usually stop for lunch over at Hungry Bear. Or Hungry Elephant, excuse me. I'm confusing Disney Animal Zoo. Anyway, we usually get hamburgers over at Hungry Elephant. We decided to be over on this side of the park because I didn't want to walk all the way back over there. No problem. Empanadas, do it. Empanadas are good. Do them. Kat had a big giant sandwich, and I'm a big giant sandwich. I'm talking big giant sandwich. It was really good. So now I'm feeling much better. Thinking about it's going to be time to move on, go see some more things, probably get some more footage.
Alyce taught history. This is the very first marine mammal exhibit I ever worked in, and the sea lions were the very first marine mammals I ever trained, and this is where I 100,000% got hooked. So I love it. The sea lion exhibit here is my fave. These guys are big, deep place in my heart. So thanks, guys. Hey, bub.
So this big statue of a snake is where I first fell in love with snakes. I would come in here every single time I came to the zoo and give this little snake a kiss. And there's pictures of me through the years giving this little snake a kiss. And now I'm too big to give him a kiss. I used to stand right in this little hole and give him a little smooch. Now I'm too tall.
My goodness.
He's just my little baby.
Yeah, he's just a baby.
He is just a baby.
Fish are my favorite. I love them so very much.
is why everybody should love a gecko.
Fix everything.
There they are. They're the best.
So this is why my sister says everybody should love geckos. Right here.
Fun fact, here's how they actually stick on. It's not suction. They actually reverse the polarity of their cells in their toes, and so that way they can stick on using static electricity.
Where are those weird frogs?
This is the inside of the world famous giraffe exhibit. And you can see somebody's looking in and went away. Oh well. But yeah, I'm not really sure the history of this building all that much. But this is the inside of what we talked about on the outside earlier. But this building's been here ever since well before I was born.
It's one of the older buildings, yeah.
Yep.
You'll see there's a back on this side.
Okay.
There is. I'll be back.
This is one of Chris's favorite spots because giraffes. And also one of mine because also giraffes. But nobody's inside today. They're all outside because it's a beautiful day out. Oh, jeez. Oh boy.
I'm gonna run out of the way.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh bye. Bye. Yeah, I nailed it.
This is what I like to call the horse that got stuck in evolution. It's a little confused all the time.
He doesn't know what he is.
No, no one knows what he is.
He's
he a
still trying to
horse?
choose what he wants to be.
Is he a zebra? We'll never know.
Yeah, so it's been minutes on end since we've eaten last.
You have to. You're halfway around the zoo. You have to get your ice cream.
Yep, see?
You have to.
I decided I had to have a little treat as well as a pretzel.
So this is inside of Elephant Passage. This is the elephant house, and it's one of my favorite new exhibits that was put put together here. We actually have potential of holding 40 adult elephants here. Highly doubt it'd ever get that way because right now we just have a bachelor herd. We have one of the big male named Groucho. He's actually good at teaching younger bull elephants how to be a bull elephant. So really that's his role, but you can see that this big space in here is really great for indoor enrichment. We've got some things that they can hang and winch at different sizes. We've got some spaces that they can put in things along the side so elephants can forage and look forward. But over here, I want you to try to see if you can, hopefully I can get a good shot. These are those squeeze boxes I was talking about earlier that the elephants use, and they're actually hydraulic. One of the big training pieces was getting the elephants used to the sound of the hydraulics with it, but they could actually get them in there and squeeze box them, and then you actually turn the elephants on the side so they can do procedures on their bottoms of their feet, on the side, getting, like I said, blood draws, all of that stuff that is really, can be very stressful, very challenging, but the squeeze box helps a lot. And the fact that those are big enough and large enough to move adult male elephants that weigh like 10 tons is a big deal. So it's kind of revolutionary, really cool, state of the art, and really great in providing excellent care for the elephants here.
Okay, this is the Asian exhibit, Asian Culture exhibit. The reason that this one is kind of sort of near and dear to my heart is the engineering consultation company that I work for did the power HVAC lighting for this facility. As Alyce was talking earlier about the hydraulic squeeze boxes, we provided power for those so that those can actually rotate while they're holding the animal in place. There were a lot of specific power requirements that we were supposed to do with this facility because it has a LEED certification. So what that means is that it's not necessarily green, but more green than anything else would be. The ventilation system and the power is designed specifically to use less energy than would be used in a normal facility or a regular facility. A lot of the lighting and the locations of the lights are things that I drew. I do remember also that big yellow crane over there on the ceiling. I remember drawing junction boxes and also drawing power that was going to supply power to that crane. There's not much else I can really say about it other than the ventilation system uses very few moving parts, but it's mostly open at the top so we can pull air in and let it circulate out as well. Before I left the company, this was one of my favorite projects. you being shy? Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize we had to do the other side. Thank you. Thank you, boss. Oh my goodness.
You saw that? Okay. Get transported to another 25 kingdoms by falling into the book by rain. Okay, he's coming out.
All right, we are now in the spot. We are deep in the zoo. And this is the old Monkey Island. Right here, and nobody is home. This is the spot where I would come as a little guy and always be able to play with the monkeys some, because they would actually enjoyed having people come by from time to time. And right over here is the old original primate house. It's one of the original structures here at the zoo. And they've moved everybody out into different habitats. But this is one of the original structures, and they do not demolish this because it is a historic landmark. One of many in this zoo. We'll be seeing some a little bit later. This, my friends, is Old Bear Mountain. This was one of the first quote-unquote realistic habitats in the nation, perhaps in the world. And it was one of the first major attractions here at the Denver Zoo. We had bears living in here probably right up into the 2000s, from various generations of bears. But yeah, this is one of the first original structures and one of the first realistic habitats. I will research the history and get back to you about how old this really is. And down this direction, just on the right hand side, down this direction, you probably see Kat and Alyce way there in the background. That's where the original bear habitats were. We had grizzlies there, we had sun bears there, we had black bears there. They moved everybody out since then. Of course, then again, Alyce has taken pictures. There may be something down there still. We'll find out from Alyce. So that was a good day. That was a very, very good day. I'm very tired, and it took me several rest stops to get back here out to the entrance, as it were. And now we're waiting on Alyce. She probably is just parked, so she's gonna come get us, and then we're hold up the scooter and get back in the car, and off we go home. Anyway, there's Kat.
Hi.
So let's go back to the studio and talk about things. See you soon. Hi, everybody. And yeah, here we are back in the studio. Got home from the zoo, showered, rested, and wow, what a day. It was fantastic. I feel so liberated with that scooter, but yet also exhausted. I have not trained for this. I have been stationary and sedentary for a very long time since my operations and since I've been in and out of hospitals. So there's a lot that I've got to build back up. The fact that I did it was amazing. It was fantastic, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Just a few notes on the accessibility of the zoo. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It is completely accessible to pretty much everybody who has mobility devices or any type of mobility issues. There is plenty of shade because the trees are huge, and you can find a spot, and the benches are all over the zoo. So you can find a spot in the shade, take a rest, do what you need to do, and then move right on. A word of warning though, while it is very accessible and very wide open, there's a lot of a whole lot of There's hills and dales and valleys and ridges and all that you have to navigate and go through, and be prepared, because sometimes the push is going to be just that, the push. And also coming down, as I said before, what goes up must come down. Be very aware of that, and watch yourself on the downhill side. Other than that, I had a great time. It was wonderful. So, thank you very much for coming along with me. Thank you for Alyce, who was our fantastic guide through the zoo. Her expertise is very, very welcome, and I'm very grateful for it. Also with my daughter, natural resource management, absolutely wonderful. Her expertise and experience from when she has been working up at the YMCA camp has been invaluable. And now a word on what's coming up next. For me, it's October 22nd through the 25th. I will be in Anaheim, and I'll be going to Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, and I will be attending Oogie Boogie Bash on the 24th of October. So keep an eye out for videos for that, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Never miss a thing in the future. So thank you much, and I'll see you soon. Yeah, I nailed it.